Today's devlog is brought to you by Save Your AMS. Equip it today and it could save your ass tomorrow.
Welcome to devlog 2 of the year, but it's the first one in February, right?
It is. Yeah, it is. Welcome, welcome yourself. Here we are. So we obviously stated that we'd be doing a couple of these a month. Well, it's, what is it, February 2nd. So we're off to a good start, right?
Yeah, that gives us a lot of runway for the second one.
Exactly what I was just thinking. So, but it is, there's only 28 days in this month, so we got to be on the ball. But anyway, here we are. This is our second devlog since we've started the MechWarrior Online 2021 initiative. And I'm excited, man. This one's going to be jam-packed compared to the last one, although we are going to try and remain brief. So
in the spirit of that, let's move on to the topics for today.
Indeed.
So you want to read off the topics?
Yeah, so today we'll be going over some current events, just some of the sales and events that have been going on recently. We'll be talking about the February patch, the March patch, and of course, the roadmap. We'll be going through that real quick, and then we'll talk about some intel gathering and maybe finish off with whatever.
With miscellaneous stuff.
Chatter.
Then we can ramble. We're allowed to ramble at the end.
Yes, we're moving it to the end. So let's move it to the end. Let's start right now with current events.
All right. So what's happening in MWO currently? We just wrapped up the Disruptive Sale and Payback 2021 event that ended just a few hours ago, or I don't know how many hours ago it ended, but it ended recently.
It ended today.
Did it end today?
Or was it yesterday? I think it ended yesterday.
When is it now?
Sometime before now it ended.
Yes. And we've got some really, really cool stuff coming up that we're going to touch on later. So you want to take the next one, which is the Great Dev and Streamer Hunt event?
Yeah, so we did basically our first pass of a new event type. This was one that we got the MechWarrior Online streamers involved in. It was called, just like you said, the Great Dev and Streamer Hunt event. I've been doing dev hunts for a long time, when I was previously with PGI, and I wanted to bring it back, but I wanted to make it bigger and better and have more options and be able to work with some of our content creators. So basically, the event was awesome. We had a really good time. We could easily tell that player population was up, and chatter was out there regarding the event. I got a lot of good feedback from the streamers, and we're also already working on the next one. There'll be another event of that sort in February, and we're gonna work out the details, and we'll announce that as soon as possible. But,
we're looking to improve the format a bit. I know that some people complained that there wasn't enough targets out there.
Representation.
Yes. So I played quite a bit.
You gave away some medallions.
I gave away some medallions in tier 5. I didn't see too many streamers or any other devs down there, and didn't get recognized too often. But I made a point of telling people that, hey, you won a medallion. So I would like to do some more of that. Let's talk about upcoming sales and events next. So geez, to be honest, events, I can't even really talk about the next one, can I, Daeron? It's in the works, and it's coming this weekend. It's going to be big, and it's going to be fun, and
that's what we can say, is that it's in the works. So
it is in the works. Yeah, for sure. And then as far as sales go, we're working on some new bundles that are going to come up and replace the existing bundles, and then we'll have some more mech sales and that kind of thing.
So the previous bundles were bundles of joy. Can we say what the new bundles are called?
Go for it.
Bundles of love, because of course this is February, and we're going to celebrate that in our own way. February 14th, Valentine's Day. Anyway, these bundles are from us to you. Be our Valentine.
There's some cool themed ones in there. Daeron really puts together some really interesting stuff. We did notice that there was significant sales of those packs. Those packs are going to go away. I think they're still in the store currently. We've got the other ones slotted in, and they're going to be launched early February. So look for those coming up, and probably along with this weekend event.
And I will say, so we still have the bundles of joy up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So as some people in the community, I'll say as Phil mentioned, there's some great deals in there still. For example, that Scorch. He did recognize that there was an error on the Scorch price. It should have been $20 to go along with the other mechs that were in the package. And that was my error. It was a database error. And I told Matt about it. And guess what Matt said? Matt said, leave it. So that's why it is at that price still. So get it while you can. And then, of course, there's the Mech Bay sale in there. That's a great deal as well.
I'm the Bob Ross of
Right?
MWO. It's a happy mistake.
Exactly.
No, it's a good deal for that mech. Grab it while it's still there, because it's going to be gone at the end of this week. I promise. I said it would be gone at the end of January. We're just waiting to get the next batch up.
Yep, absolutely. So basically, the rest of the current events, we did post something about not something. We posted the 2021 roadmap for MechWarrior Online. So we're going to talk about that here shortly, and then we're going to talk about the February and the March patches that are coming up as well. So let's move into that, shall we?
Okay, the February patch. Increase of cadet bonus. So basically what happened was at every tier, we left the C-bills the same, but we started adding more content. And I want to get you guys that information, but I want to get you guys that information when I know it's 100% going to be in the patch. All these items here are currently in testing. And once they're confirmed and the patch is ready to go through, then that's when we'll put up the patch notes. This is coming targeted for the 16th of February, so that's not too far off. But we see some really cool stuff coming in that. So the increase of the cadet bonus, I think we put some colors, we put some cockpit items, we put some MC, we put some GSP.
Yeah, people were speculating that it was just going to be increased C-bills, so I'm happy to announce that it's more than just C-bills.
Yeah, and I also do want to point out what we put on the roadmap about free monthly mechs. That is our answer to the thought of like, people are like, when a cadet plays at the end, they should get a free mech. It's like, well, everybody should get a free mech every month. That's what we think, right, Darren?
Yes.
We're going to have monthly missions for free mechs.
We're all cadets at heart, so we all deserve free mechs.
Yeah, so I that's our goal, is to have some really cool giveaways every month, reasons to come back and play, not just the I mean, we will still have our dailies and weeklies and stuff like that, and earning currency and earning cockpit items and all that cool stuff. But every month, come back. There's going to be a mech to earn, a standard mech and whatnot, and we'll choose some cool variants and mix it up over the course of the next few months. But
absolutely.
Okay, so the next one is remove time of day changes in matches. So this turned out to be a little controversial on the forums. I know some people still want to see those cool times of day changes. Or different settings, for sure. I know one person mentioned on the forums, they're like, I'm going to miss seeing Swamp at night.
Yeah.
Which
I totally understand.
Yep.
You know, the thing is, like, the art department and the map makers and everybody involved, you know, when we have those time of day changes in maps, it was in there for a reason. It looked good. And I agree. There's, you know, there's more than one great time as far as lighting on the map, and oftentimes it's night, oftentimes it's sunrise, sunset, whatever. And so we totally hear you on that. And this does bring up a point too, is that we're implementing a lot of changes this year. And while we did form a consensus, you know, as far as we monitored the feedback and the input everybody gave us, and we weighed how many times it was, you know, suggested and who was suggesting it. Obviously, because this is BattleTech MechWarrior, there's not always going to be, everybody's not always going to agree, right? So even though we make a change that the community at large wants, there will be people who don't like those changes.
There goes
good to see your family. Yeah, they're see that Phoenix Hawk rush by.
Yeah, he's so fast. Jump jets right up the stairs.
Absolutely. So we're gonna work with you guys on that. And the other thing, what I was getting to basically, is that some of these changes we may put in, and even we as a community might form the consensus that, hey, we don't like the change or whatever. We're not going to just make changes and walk away and ignore it. So your feedback is going to help us as we move forward to, if there's something that we make, some changes that we make that aren't perfect or shouldn't, you know, we need to reverse them, whatever. We're listening and we will work with you.
So much for us not being long-winded.
I know, right? Sorry.
No, but the point is, we will listen to feedback, and we took some risks, but those risks aren't going to live in the game forever. As you can see from the roadmap that we set out there, we're looking at getting your feedback every quarter and continuing to incorporate your feedback, relighting the maps. I'd love to see set a future where we can set the time of day somehow dynamically on the back end. I don't know if that's even a possibility, but I think it adds tons of value to be able to play all the maps at night, or all the maps in fog, or all the maps in rain, or all the maps in whatever.
And we could just have different versions of the map. I don't know. I just, you know, threw that out there.
That totally exists already, right? So
so we can continue that trend. The next one is bolt-ons, and they stay on. That's the next another one that
Phil isn't a fan of
actually
this
is.
one.
Yeah, there is a little controversy out there. Some people aren't thrilled with it. Phil's concern, I believe, was that new
Cadets would
players could
shoot
come
the
in.
bolt-ons and say, "Why
Yeah,
aren't I damaging the mech?" Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
which is understandable. So let's see how this goes, and if we need to make changes, we'll make changes.
Yep. Currently, they all stay on. If there's like this group of bolt-ons, the flags need to fall off, then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, exactly. We can make case by case changes.
Yep. A minor bug fix to light gauze. This was a response, really quick response to a bug that was brought to our attention through customer support, and then was verified through Chris Lowry. He checked the XML. We made the change. That will be in the patch notes. You'll see it. It shouldn't have any major effect on balance or weapon balance. That'll be the next patch. We just wanted to call it out as something we did add in there when we got the chance to, because we're going to work on being very reactive.
Absolutely.
Increasing the requirement for reconnection time from 2 to 4 minutes. That gives you guys 4 minutes if you disconnect for whatever reason or crash. It gives you that 4 minutes time to get back in there, so you won't get a punishment. And hopefully your mech is still standing, and then you can finish the match. But either way, if you reconnect, you won't receive the penalty for being an early leaver disconnector kind of thing.
Yep. Next one is lower the C-bill recruitment costs for units. This one was pretty easy. I mean, originally some people were saying remove it. We had reasons for not removing it, which is that we didn't know if there were any knockdown effects and also it's fundamentally changing it, right? Right now there's a value that exists, and so that would be changing it to no value, and it was easier to remove some zeros. Can we talk about how many zeros
Just
removed?
removed 1 0, but in the case of $5 million, that makes it 500,000. So that's a big zero.
Yeah.
In the case of 500,000, that makes it 50,000. So it's a big zero. It doesn't sound like much. You removed 1 0, but that's a multiple of whatever value it
Matt,
was.
could you add a zero to my paycheck? 1 0 matters, doesn't
I'm going to take all the zeros we took away from the C-bill unit recruitment and put it on your paycheck.
Yeah. So, give us feedback on that change. Let us know.
Cool. So new bundle deals, that's going in the patch as well. I don't know, Daeron, you're just padding the numbers here. What we already mentioned this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're done.
We're done.
that's the February patch.
March patch.
Let's move on to March.
Here we go. Pressing the button. March patch, you want to take the lead on this one?
Yeah, first one is going to be new player video tutorials. So we're going to be starting off with one, believe it or not. We'll see. I don't know how many we're going to add in March, but for sure it's going to be one. We're going to be putting those up on our YouTube page, but we're also going to make them more accessible to new players. We're looking at adding it to the carousel in-game when you first enter the game, and it pops up, that pop-up window. So new players can see it there. And then also we've talked about adding it to the new player registration email, and we're going to look at other ways to get that in front of the new players, because without watching it, it's not going to benefit them. So we're aware of that, and we will do our best to get it out there.
One of the things I called out to Daeron is he was like, we can do tons of these, and I was like, yeah, let's hold off until we know what everything we've changed in this year. There's some things we're not going to change, obviously what mechs, or changing mech equipment and stuff like that, but there is potential for broad sweeping changes in the game over the course of the year. And so some systems may be significantly different by the end of the year, and those videos would be antiquated, but some things will never change. So
yeah, we're looking for static content to start with, and I'll just come out and say it. The first video is going to be something along the lines of like the top 10 things I wish I knew when I started MWO, or 20, or however many the Phil comes up with. Phil's doing the first video. So hopefully that'll be beneficial to the new players.
I'm excited about the next one, Daeron.
I know you are. So we got some flack from the community on this one, because they're like, how hard is it to turn down the volume? I tried to explain.
I was talking about the weapon changes. Yeah, lower the volume changes, login movies. Yeah, I'll explain that. So
caught you off guard.
I'm skipping ahead. I found out what videos they are, got the information, tried to find the actual assets. Now keep in mind, a lot of these things were made a long time ago.
Yeah, and it's not one video file.
It's a series of, there's a DDS, there's a a couple other video intros, and we kind of wanted to make sure that everything gets aligned. The goal is to just bring the volume down universally on all those, but I don't have the actual source for the CryEngine one. I don't have the source for the NVIDIA one, so their volumes may stay the same.
So there it is.
Yeah, I do have the two MWO ones, which I think are the worst offenders.
They are.
But the files that I have are in MP4 format, and they're significantly different than the ones that are actually up there, and it takes AVIs in order to export it through scale form and blah 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 blah. One thing leads to another. I'm kind of going, I can't push this through on this next patch because it's going to be not correct. It's going to break something. So we had to hold this one back. I did lower the volume on it, but it wasn't integrated into the build yet. So
lowering the volume was the easy part.
That was the easy part. Finding the files was hard. Getting them in the right format was.
I mean, this was done years and years and years ago, so that's why it wasn't readily available or accessible. Anyway, that is that one. So now let's talk about the one that you're really excited about.
Weapon changes pass 1. Let's go, baby. We're talking new values. We're talking about consulting the community. We're talking about the gulag. We're talking about players saying, let's do this, let's do that. And it's going to be pass 1. And we've talked to the designers on this one, and we're looking at having a more fluctuating meta in MWO this year. So that means that you guys got to stay on top of those patch notes in order to know what the new meta is going to be. But we're listening to you guys.
Machine guns and small lasers. That's where it's all going.
Yeah. I think you're being sarcastic, right?
I'm being sarcastic. I got to stop that, man.
Yeah. Gonna beat the sarcasm out of you.
Yeah.
No, the idea is that, yes, we want to have a changing meta. We want to change the meta that currently exists in the game. We want to listen to what you guys want. We want to implement that to the best of our abilities while maintaining our eye on it, the data that we have on what the balance looks like, and put that in the next patch. But then look for, swings in meta and look to give us feedback and look for a follow-up pass in some point in Q2.
Yep. And we this is 100% working with you guys. You can rest assured Matt and I are not coming up with the numbers based around our own thoughts.
I have nothing to do with this. I'm only saying let's do this.
Yeah, so that's a good one. Also, we'll be in March examining the match score AMS specifically. Some people have been asking about other aspects of match score. We will be looking at match score further on down the line in the roadmap as well. You can check that out at mwomercs.com. But this time we are specifically looking at AMS. Some people have been calling out that basically it's too easy to increase your match score by equipping some AMS and not really doing anything else. So we'll look at the numbers. We'll talk to you guys about it, and we'll see where that goes.
Right. New player packs for web and Steam. That means we're going to create some new bundles along the lines of what Daeron's been creating for the special sales, the monthly ones. But they're going to be probably more permanent setups for new players specifically, and then we'll put them on Steam as well. And the cool thing with Steam is that you can get regional pricing as well, so it doesn't have to be US dollars. So if you're paying in rubles or you're paying in Australian dollars, they can be priced appropriately for your region through Steam. Now that does mean you have to have your Steam account or your installation through Steam to actually get those deals, but it may just be worth it for you to do that.
Absolutely, and this is actually pointing or revealing something to me that I didn't realize I missed, which was Intel gathering for new player packs. I have some ideas, but I want to ping you guys out there in the community. What do new players need? What do they want? What's the best packs in your opinion? So I will be pinging you guys. I'll be adding that to the Intel gathering.
New bundle deals. Again, every month we're going to have new bundles on the store. We're going to try and find a way to feature them better, but we're going to continually rotate sets of bundles through the store every month, and that's in addition to the new player bundles as well. It'll be whatever the theme will be, like lucky pairs or something. We've got the Valentine one in this month in February, and then next month will be the loot bag event, lucky charms. So maybe the bundles will be themed around that.
Absolutely.
And then number 7, March.
We already mentioned. There'll be another one. So
another free mech. in March. We're crazy, Daeron. What are we doing?
We are. I don't know.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Yes, it is free stuff.
That covers. We've talked about February, talked about March. We've only been talking for like 20 minutes. We're so fast now.
I know, but here we go. Roadmap. Big topic, right?
Very big topic. Actually, in fact, I think it's too much for this vlog to cover.
So what we're going to do is we're putting you on a podcast. I am not going to be here on Friday. I have some personal business to take care of, but Matt is. And Matt is going to appear on the NGNG podcast with Phil. And basically, he's going to go through the roadmap in detail with Phil. Phil can ask some questions and,
Phil did a pretty good breakdown. I'm sure other people have done good breakdowns as well. I just happened to watch Phil's this morning. He had his points he wants to bring up, and I think it makes sense for us to go on with Phil, do an AMA. You guys can join Phil's stream on Friday. I don't know when it's scheduled for, but we will get that news up for Friday. So you guys know you can come ask your questions, and I do some explaining, do the best of my ability, and we can talk about the roadmap, and we can talk about what our approach is going to be to keeping that up to date and keeping it rolling so that you guys constantly know what we're working on and what we're doing towards making MWO kick ass in 2021.
Now, before we move on to the next slide, one thing on this one in particular gets me really excited, which is in line 1, first patch this month, man. Like this is, I know we had the cadet tier moved in December, but that wasn't a patch. This is our first patch of this new initiative, and I'm freaking excited, man. Like it's happening. We're doing this.
Yep. Yeah, it's good. I think February is going to be a good month.
Yes.
We want to show you guys what it is we want to do, and I know that there's sentiment out there that it's like, it's not enough and it's not quick enough. I understand that. For us, we feel the same way. Daeron and I are like, what else can we do? What else can we get in this patch? We want to put so much stuff in there, but we are working. We're doing everything we can. Trust us, we're doing everything we can. We really want this to be everything it can be. So, yep, Q1
Intel
first patch, Q2. We're moving on to Intel Gathering.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. We're going to talk about the roadmap on Phil's stream.
Yeah.
And you guys can come.
That's why we're trying to be quick. We're trying to be brief. We're trying to get through this stuff so you guys don't have to TLDR. But anyway, Intel Gathering. Obviously, there's a lot of Intel Gathering starting this month because next quarter we got to start moving on some of this stuff. So we already did the new variants Intel Gathering. So many. I love it, man. You ping the community and they give it to you. We got so many ideas and suggestions. Tons from the forum, but also from other sources. So basically, I did lock that thread. I'm compiling the suggestions and the input. We'll be going through a technical review as quickly as possible, and then be getting back to you guys with our ideas and some discussions further on that.
You know what I think we missed on the March patch?
What did we miss on March?
Is the new loadouts for trial mechs.
Oh, we did. I left that out.
Because that's got to be also in here in the Intel Gathering. Or no, are we gonna talk to a certain someone?
Yeah, I'll be talking to a certain someone.
Yeah.
So we will be looking at new trial mechs
loadouts.
For March.
We're gonna take these are all the champions. Which ones do we want? Which ones are good? Or which ones do we think would be best to tackle first, to improve their loadouts, to be good builds for the new players. Get the new builds information, get that new build information to our designers, have them update the builds, and then in March that patch will come out with those new trial mechs available with those new builds, and we're going to do that every quarter, or more possibly until we've gone through every champion in the game and the builds are improved. We may even look at what mechs don't have champions and get new champion mechs added with new builds. And so that goes back to the March patch, but that is the goal for the roadmap, the goal for the year, to get all those builds updated, because I know you guys have been asking for that for a long time. Now let's go back to Intel Gathering. That's kind of part of it. That's what reminded me of it.
Yeah, totally. And that was my bad for leaving it off. Sorry about that. I'm excited about that, actually. That's a big deal in from my perspective, for sure. So also other Intel will be gathering Q1 or starting now this month, will be our first pass at looking at the map spawn points, a highly contentious issue. I've had a lot of suggestions from people saying just make everybody spawn in one place. It's everybody death balls anyway to recommended spots on the map. So we'll begin that intel, that discussion with you guys this month. Also moving on to map design, which is basically again looking at the maps that we have, prioritizing the worst offenders at the top of the list, and figuring out what we can do to improve those maps. Then we have weapon balance, which we've talked about earlier. That's going to be an exciting one, plugging in the numbers that you guys want. So we'll see how that goes when tag lasers are doing 5,000 damage. And then also we'll start doing some intel. I was being sarcastic. Tag lasers are never going to do 5,000 damage. And then we'll get in. I know. Then we'll get into new mech chassis. So we'll start talking to you guys. The reason why this was brought up actually earlier by Matt and myself, we were discussing this because in that new variants thread, we had a lot of suggestions for new chassis. So that wasn't the time and place. This will be. So get ready with Mackie and Orca,
Crusader,
and all the mechs you guys want to see in the game. We're going to be ready to listen. So that is coming up.
Yeah, I think maybe we're into miscellaneous territory now.
Yeah, we're into miscellaneous, and you can see we have a lot to discuss here.
One, let's discuss everything in my brain.
Yes,
it's like blank currently. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess this is the point where we would hope that we would have not rambled on as much in the beginning of the devlog, but this is the part where anyone who's like, you guys talk too much can just like turn it off, because we're going to just talk about things that are going on for us during the process of doing this, what our goals are, and with doing these devlogs, and the response that we really appreciate getting from the community. So
absolutely, man. And I think the first thing we can talk about here in miscellaneous is that we will continue refining our process of doing these devlogs and try and ramble on less.
The goal was for us to go like in the first 4 slides in like 10 minutes, and I think it took us half an hour. No, it's like 20 minutes maybe.
It's in my bones to talk a lot, that's so I gotta, we will get better anyway. That's what I'm saying. We'll do better. But so I'm in general, I'm feeling really pumped right now. It's been good coming back from the holidays and ramping up, and all the discussion with MechWarrior Online and working with the community and the event this last weekend and just everything. I'm in a really good spot, man.
Yeah, me too. January was a fun, intense month. You get back into the swing of things, and we delivered the roadmap at the last minute, and the roadmap still needs work, and we still have feedback to gather from the community, but I'm happy with where it's sitting right now, and I'm also happy with the kind of thought process and that we've established around how we're going to operate with the two devlogs a month. This being the first one in February, the second one I'd like to see just after the patch goes out. I think makes sense. And the first, we didn't put this on the roadmap, but the first free mech of the month is this month with the missions. And right now that's currently going to be driven through the event system. So I'll try not to make that too grindy, but I'm working on a cool event that's going to kick off this weekend with some other cool things attached to it.
Is there anything that we can say about that? We can't. No, I'm so excited about it, but we can't even hint. That's frustrating, but it is really cool. I'm excited about this one.
I hope players will, and I think that's going to also be accompanied with a big emailer that's going to go out.
Yeah.
Because it's worth mentioning to all players that there is a free Mac to be had, and they should come and grab it and check out what we're working on with the roadmap. So if you guys feel like you guys want to help re-engage the people that used to play MWO and let them know that there's some cool stuff going on. Who was it that was streaming the other day? Was the Beef, right?
Beef was back.
The Beef was back. And, that to me, that's exciting. It's like we're doing something enough for players to go, okay, what's going on with MWO? And they're coming back. And I know that we have still so much work to do and so much to show you guys, but...
And to prove, and we will.
Yeah, my screen's doing a weird flicker thing. I don't know why.
You're going green. It's like your computer wants a green screen there.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, um, yeah,
They've all tuned out by now, Darren.
I know they're all okay. This is where we turn it off.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good energy going on. With Matt and I, we're very pumped. We love our jobs, and it's just felt really good moving forward and seeing the successes of which we've noticed. We've seen the success of our efforts already in the first month of 2021. So, um, absolutely looking forward to moving forward and doing more of these devlogs, doing more patches, and just getting deeper into the year. I mean, a month already went by. That flew by. I don't know about you, man, but that seemed like a day, and a month had already gone by.
Yeah, it's the
Um,
same thing you say to me every day. You're like, you sit down with your task list, and it's like you look out the window and it's dark already. And
yeah,
I mean, that's
but
partially being in the northern hemisphere, but
yeah,
it's also
but
the fact that the day just goes so fast.
we're working our butts off, and it's totally satisfying work. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. On the personal side, I'm hauling my boat out this Friday, and I'm a little bit nervous about that. So that's why I'm not here on Friday. Um, that's my little drop ship. So
Do
I'm
you
doing,
have a name for your boat?
yeah, Shadowfax.
Shadowfax,
That's
nice.
that's Gandalf's horse, the white horse. So my boat is my white steed, and it is named Shadowfax. So it's a big deal. It's a 40-foot wood boat, and you're hauling it out of the water, and they like to be in the water. So it's scary seeing
Yeah, they
your
make
baby picked
the
up.
boat sounds, the
Oh
creaky
yeah,
boat
the
sounds.
creaking, dude. Yeah, and it's lifted out on this big support crane, and yeah, it's quite a process. So have to get it ready for this upcoming season, which
Yeah.
I hope. I don't know what's going to happen with COVID, but it'd be awesome to get together with you and take you out on the boat.
Oh, that'd be
We
great.
shall see.
That would be great. Well, I've got to come park it in my harbor over here.
Absolutely, man.
All right, well,
So
let's sign off then, man.
let's do it.
Yeah. What is our sign off? Do we have an official one?
Um, no, I mean, I could, those old school, like I could harken back to NGNG days, but no, you know what? Until the next one,
Yeah.
Mech Warriors.
Right on.
Peace.